The corner, the corner, the corner. Hey, welcome. Come on into Cousin Ed's Corner. This podcast is where you will find real, authentic conversation. Organic conversation. Like you're at home with your cousin. It's about life. It's about finance. It's about spirituality. It's about love. And everything in between. I'm your host, Cousin Ed. I'm excited to bring you along on this journey to explore life. Listen, let's sit back and enjoy a wide range of topics. I have some diverse guests coming on, a wide range of spectrum of thoughts. My goal is to create a space for all of us to connect, all of us to learn each other, and all of us to communicate. It's really not about me. It's about the community as a whole. Let's enjoy this. Let's sit back. Let's think about our past. Let's move into our future. It's about the corner, the corner, the corner. So no matter how you cut it or slice it, we're all here together. I'm just here to give you a piece of my heart, my mind, my soul, and my mentals. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another episode of Cousin Ed's Corner. The corner, the corner, the corner.
Giving up is the birth of regret. The reality of life is that we will all hear more no's than we hear yeses. In the summer of 2009, I was 19 years old, working a summer position at Target between my freshman and sophomore year at undergraduate school. I was working in the women's clothing department, and I noticed a lady staring at me from across the aisle. I figured she probably had a few screws loose, so I attempted to ignore her very intense stares. She eventually manages to make her way a little bit closer and closer to me where I was working until she eventually walks up to me and says hello. I say the famous Target quote, which is, "Hi, may I help you find something?" She then asks me, "Were you born in this country?" And I was immediately offended. And I said, "Yeah, I was born in this country." And then she says, "Do you have any kids?" I said, "No, I don't have any kids." She then asked me if I was married, and then I said, "No, ma'am, I am not married." She says, "How old are you?" I said, 19. "May I help you find something?" She then says, "You are the most beautiful girl I have seen." And I said, "Oh, thank you." I didn't work that much on my makeup, but I did the best I could, but thank you. And then she says, "I think you could be the next Miss USA." And I stare at her in pure disgust and said, "Pageants? You're telling me pageants, like Sandra Bullock, Miss Congeniality. Pageants? You think I should compete in pageants? I'm in the Army, okay? We don't do pageants in the Army." She then asked me to meet her at Starbucks the very next day before my next shift at Target. And she just wanted to do a little bit of explaining when it comes to what pageants is. And apparently I was a pretty open-minded 19-year-old because I actually agreed to meet her the very next day. The next day she brought this foot-tall stack of pageant books and proceeds to convince me to enter into a state pageant 3 months later. For those who do not know, when it comes to Miss USA, you have to win your state first, okay? So 3 months later, I compete in my first pageant, and I lose. I go back the second year, compete in the state pageant. I lose. Go back the third year, compete in the state pageant, and lose. Go back the fourth year, compete in the same pageant, and lose. I go back the fifth year, y'all. Compete in the state pageant and lose. But guess what? I go back the sixth year. Guess what happens? I lose. I called her on the phone and said, "You told me I could be the next Miss USA." And she says, "Deshauna, keep working, don't quit, keep going back."
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. What's going on, fam? It's your boy, Cousin Ed. We are back. We are back with another one. This is going to be a thank God it's Friday, or as we say over here, thank God for everything. We don't only thank Him for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We don't thank Him for Friday. We thank Him for every day that we have out here on this earth, above the green. And I wanted to play that message. Try something new. You know, I don't normally add in too much to the show, but wanted to play that message in the beginning, and I'll play something at the end so you can hear the rest of her story. And I want you to go find her on Instagram, YouTube, every place you can find her, friend her, let her know that you are encouraged by her. I will leave it in the show notes. Her name is Deshauna Barber. Deshauna Barber. And I won't give the rest of the story away, but the clip that I found says do not quit. Do not quit. The challenge, I challenge you to fight. So sorry. Do not quit. I challenge you to fight. I found that on YouTube. You can go find it on there. Like I said, I put it in show notes. But it was in this season, and this gonna date the show, in this season of graduation, I wanted to give a message to some of the graduates that I knew, and I found this. And in sending it out, I wanted to share this with the mass audience of Cousin Ed's Corner, who are my friends and family, which, you know, we don't say fans, we say we're family over here. I wanted to share with you to let you know about not quitting, not giving up, always continuing to fight. And that way you can always be with in the race. Because once you give up, you're out of the race. It's done. It's a done deal. Everyone else is still running, and you're just sitting on the sideline. Her story was inspiring, that she never gave up, never gave up, never gave up. And I want the graduates, I want each of us to know that as many no's as you get, the only thing you need is one yes. As many no's as you get, all you need is one yes. And me and my buddies from New York, we used to joke around about confidence, right? About talking to females or basketball or whatever. And we have this saying, a dime a dozen, right? You can get 12, out of 12, you can get 10 no's. You just need two yeses. And I think most business people in sales think that way. I just need to talk to 12 people. If 2 say yes, I'm good. And you may think those numbers are pretty bad, right? But for anyone who understands averages, anyone who understands the probability, you know you're going to get more no's than yes. You think about Michael Jordan, how many shots he took, LeBron James, how many finals has he been to? All those people, but that one championship means everything. It cements you in time. In life, you're going to get more no's. In life, you're going to have challenges. In life, you're going to go through things. It's all about how you get up after that. Do you keep staying in the race? You break a bone. Do you stop? Do you not try again? If you ever look at, I want you to go and Google gymnastics, right? Gymnastics competitions or gymnastics practice. How many times you see them up on a bar or on a beam or doing a routine, and they fail and they fail and they fail and they fail. I want you to see them at a competition when they're ready, when that time is right, and they succeed and they land it and they stick it, and how proud they are, and they know all the work, all of the hard work that they put in came to this one moment of success. That's how life is. That one moment of success. You go in and you study, and you do okay on the test. Next test, I go in, I study. I do okay on the test. That third test, I go in, I study, and I ace it. I know from then on, I can ace every test. As long as I put the work in. Anything you try, anything you that you put your heart into and you keep working at, even though you may fail the first time, you may fail the second time, you may fail the third, fourth, fifth, no matter what, if you keep putting in the work, someone will see it. May not only be you, but someone will see the work you put in. But if you keep putting in the work, in your heart, you know you did everything you can do. There's nothing anyone can take away from you. Even if you don't get the final goal you want to get, there's nothing anyone can take away from you. In your heart, you know I put everything into this. Everything I put into this. There's nothing anyone can say or do. Circumstances, injury, all of that. At the end of the day, I put everything into it. And I was the best at that time in my life at what I was doing. Continue to be the best. Continue to fight. Don't let any challenge hold you back. And at the end of the day, if tomorrow comes and you're no longer here, you want them to say, I was the best at what I did. It's your boy, Cousin Ed. I'm out of here. Listen to the rest of it. Leave your comments. Leave your voicemails. 762-333-2032. I love each and every one of you. Peace.
And in June of 2015, she passes away from leukemia. 6 months later, in December 2015, I win Miss District of Columbia, USA. And 6 months after that, in June of 2016, I become the first soldier to win Miss USA. Giving up is the birth of regret. Giving up is something I did a lot of growing up, and I don't think I really challenged myself to stick anything through until I joined the track team in middle school. I remember having to ask my mom after tryouts and making it to the team for my very first pair of track shoes. Now at the time, she walks into our house and she has a bag that has a nice Nike check sign on it, so I get excited because I wasn't getting new shoes very often. I go to take the shoe box out the bag and I notice that it says a size 9 on it. Mind you, in the 7th grade, I was a size 5. I open the box and I slide my feet into the shoe and I look at my mother and I said, these shoes are too big. She says, I know I did that on purpose. I was like, why would you buy shoes that are too big on purpose, Mom? And she says, because I know that you're going to grow into them. Coach has us line up on the starting line and he wants us to run a lap around the track. As we go to take off, I immediately fall to the ground, twist my ankle because the shoes are entirely too big. See, I couldn't run at the speed that I wanted to because I didn't fit the shoes I was wearing at the time. Now, many of us have goals we're trying to achieve, but the person we are right now is not the person that we need to be when we cross the finish line to our dreams. So we must walk and pace ourselves on this journey to our goals because we haven't grown enough in ourselves to fit the shoes that we need to achieve our aspirations. At times, our purpose drops in our laps as if the heavens threw it by accident. I ask only one thing of you all today after you leave this building. Do not fear failure, but please be terrified of regret. As giving up is the birth of regret. After you walk out this door, you will receive 100 doors shut, slam in your face. You will have 100 moments that will be filled with someone telling you no, or telling you, thank you for your application, but we regret to inform you that we've chosen a different candidate for this job. You will sit in 100 different interviews and you will not get the job. The reality of life is that we will all hear more no's than we hear yeses. And we will fail a lot, and I mean a whole lot. But what I ask of you today is to not take no for an answer. Don't be afraid of no's. Be afraid of the possibility of a yes that you have prematurely destroyed because you decided to quit before the clock strikes 12. You can ask anyone, friend, family, anybody. I love a good no. Please tell me no. Telling me no is like adding fuel to a fire that is now set ablaze because of your single no. I love additional reasons to work harder. Please give me a reason. So today I challenge you to fight, to work, to not stop here, to believe so heavily in your aspirations that you too will not fear the word no, but instead you will choose to welcome it. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Cousin.